All gas, no break. Welcome to the show. Just Chris and Mo, at least for the moment. Justin is currently in the gulag. There is maybe 5 to 10% chance he shows up at some point. You all, if you're a viewer of the program, you know how it is. This is episode 92, the Sean Ellis episode, and the premiere of season 4 of the All Gas No Break podcast.
Damn.
We have a lot to talk about. This is our first podcast since the Super Bowl, so a belated congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Mecole Hardman just had to catch that touchdown pass to win the game. And I think the worst part of that whole thing is that now he has like a platform to like kind of openly talk his shit on the Jets, and like people will listen to him as if like he isn't a wide receiver and caught more than one pass for 6 yards during his time with the Jets. Granted there was not really anyone to throw him anyone competent. Yeah, granted there was not much usage or anyone competent to throw him the ball, and I listened to that little clip, and he made some salient points that we kind of already knew, where we kind of already knew everything that he was saying. It was kind of true, but I'm not really gonna. It's confirmation bias that I'm not gonna really partake in, because I don't really care for the person that it's coming from. It's cool that he caught the game-winning pass for touchdown. Good for in the Super Bowl. Good for him. I think it was just a really good play call by Andy Reid, and with the motion and everything. And I don't think anyone like on the 49ers defense was expecting him to get the ball in that situation, which was probably another reason why he was so open on that play. Anyway, who really gives a shit? Putting a bow on the 2023 season. Congrats to the Chiefs. We coming for that ass next year, hopefully. A lot of news and a lot of rumors, mostly rumors, but we do have some real news to get started with. So the real news was in a bit of a surprising move, I would say. The Jets released
a pleasant surprise.
A pleasantly surprising move. Yes, a pleasantly surprising move. The New York Jets released Laken Tomlinson and freed up another $8 million in cap space. Now, there are definitely, a few ways you could look at this. I think I personally think it was a good move. I mean, both of us obviously think that it was a good move. There are some amongst the fan base and perhaps the Jets beat who just want to keep the negativity going with everything that the Jets do, who would say that it was a questionable move because of the fact that Laken Tomlinson played in every single game that he was a part of the New York Jets for. Like, okay, good for him. The best ability is availability, but being available doesn't really matter when you suck, and when he basically played like there were literally some plays where it felt like someone was using him in Madden and their controller broke.
Yeah. So like he's made so many questionable plays where it's like, what are we doing here? Why? Yeah. And it made, like, at the time, everyone was excited because it made sense. Like, you're signing a 2-time Pro Bowler. I mean, what does a Pro Bowler mean now? But still, he has that credibility. Yeah, and you were playing on a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, and he was playing. Yeah, and he was playing like next to Trent Williams, who's one of the best left tackles in the game. And that kind of made his job a little bit easier. We probably thought going into it, because obviously we signed him in 2022 before we knew Becton was going to get hurt again, and before we knew Becton was going to stink. So we probably kind of were excited that, you know, it was like a move that would solidify our offensive line, which is just which now is just like light years away. So, I mean, either way, like regardless if Laken Tomlinson was here or not, you were definitely looking at, you know, a minimum of 2 or 3 new starting pieces on the offensive line. You know, now you're painting a clearer picture. It's 3 new pieces that you need, and you have more money to do it. So I don't see what the issue is.
I honestly think they're just Joe Douglas at this point is saying, "Fuck it, I'm going all in," and he doesn't care if. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he has no choice. I mean, he's going to lose his job after this. Like, is that should be up for debate? No.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So I mean, he needs to go all in, and you know, hopefully, this is a sign that he's doing that. You know, freeing up the cap space, and between now and March 13th, when free agency starts, which I believe is just about 2 weeks from today, 15 days away, free agency will begin. And, you know, there are still, I think, some moves that can be made to free up more space. I think that Zach Wilson will be gone in some capacity, probably through a trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Zach will probably be gone. That'll free up.
Eventually, you're gonna have him.
Who else can the Jets cut? I feel like John Franklin.
You said CJ Uzomah?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Uzomah. That kind of goes without saying. I think he'll be cut. I'm almost surprised he hasn't already been cut. Like they should do him next. In fact, like I would really like if, like, during this during this next hour or 2 hours or however long we're recording, that we get an announcement that CJ Uzomah has been released as well, because the news did come, you know, kind of not late last night, but it was kind of at a weird time. It was like
kind of staggered.
Like the Knicks game had already started, I think, when Laken Tomlinson got cut.
Yeah, it did.
So, I mean, yeah, CJ
Uzomah, it was actually right before.
Yeah, CJ Uzomah should be gone. You know, Becton, I guess, is already gone because they didn't pick up his option, so he's going to be a free agent. And who else can we cut? I feel like John Franklin Myers, for the money he's making, is a surprise cut candidate, or maybe a surprise trade candidate.
That's kind of tough.
It's tough.
I mean, I wouldn't like. It wouldn't surprise me if they cut him.
Yeah, it would surprise me a little, and like I like John Franklin Myers, and I
do too. Him, but, I think he puts in. I think he puts in work.
I think if we cut him, that would free up, because he's set to make like a lot of money this year.
Yeah, he got paid what, 2021?
Yeah, 20, like middle of 2021, he got the extension.
Like 3 weeks in or some shit. Yeah,
I think it was like halfway through the season or something like that. I think that I think if they were to cut him or get rid of him, I want to say that would free up like another at least 10 to like maybe 15 or 16 million dollars. I'm not sure the exact number.
It should be around there.
Yeah, that
sounds about right.
Yeah, so that would,
because we're at 24 now, I think.
24 million in cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know we were. I think before we cut Laken, we were at like 12 or something like that.
Yeah, and then the 8. Yeah, because we still owe him in dead cap at 10 point something.
And then also the cap went up too.
It did. Yeah, it went up. I don't know the exact number, but I think it went up like 20 something million.
Yeah, it went up around 20 million. So while the Jets cap situation, like if you look at it like on paper, it may not look fantastic. I mean, it's starting to look better, but like.
But here's the thing: like they're making space. He dropped Laken Tomlinson for a reason, or they released him, and there's got to be something coming.
Yeah,
because you can't just drop a starting left guard, even though he hasn't panned out. Obviously, that's another reason too, but there's got to be another reason because you could have kept him even when the cap went up. You could have just said, "Okay, we're just going to stick with him," and then like add 2 tackles.
Yeah,
because you had the interior set. If you had Laken, Titman, and AVT, and all you would have to add is 2 tackles. But what's the plan? I couldn't even tell you now because
I don't know
that's
what the
too many
is.
combinations to deal with.
There's so many different like possible combinations. And
are they trying to get Justin Jefferson? I don't know, but that would be an insane possibility.
There's the possibility that they kick. There's the possibility too that they kick out AVT to tackle,
left tackle.
Yeah, I've also heard I've also heard rumors that the Jets might pursue a center in free agency to move Titman to guard,
and then Titman to guard. And I've said that before too.
Yeah, which
Titman played better at right guard than he did at center.
Did you? I thought he was way better at center.
Really? Because I saw his numbers at right guard.
At least that's what the PFF grades were saying.
I thought they were saying that he was better at right guard.
I'm pretty sure they were saying he was better at center.
Well, he started out at right guard, right? Yeah.
I think so. Or did he? Because I know he came in. He came in to replace someone who got hurt. I can't remember if it was like Connor McGovern at center or
it was McGovern.
Yeah, because otherwise, because AVT was playing tackle when he got hurt,
right?
So it wouldn't have been
right tackle.
Yeah, so I think Joe Titman came in at center, but he did play some guard too, like when McGovern came back. And I mean, he did pretty. I think he's like, I think from what I saw, he was like a very good center and like a pretty decent guard. He's actually panned out.
I thought he played great at both. To be honest.
Yeah, he's definitely he's definitely good at either one, and it does give you that flexibility. Like now that you're trying to rebuild the line, really the only 2 pieces that you do have that you can like kind of count on, and really it's only like 1 or 1.5 pieces because both Titman and AVT both kind of have some injury issues. I mean, AVT it's more of like a recurring thing now, but
AVT I'm not concerned because he had
playing in Denver next year.
Yeah, and he had like injuries where it's not like it's not like a nick or a sprain or anything like that. Those were like injuries you can't really overcome because it was like a torn bicep and then what was it? Achilles. So like I mean, at that point, you can't really say like he's injury prone. It's just he's unlucky. And that was every time he played right tackle in Denver. So don't play him at right tackle in Denver.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the morals of the story here is not to play AVT at right tackle in Denver. Luckily, we don't go to Denver this year.
Yeah.
And, if we go to Denver in the future, unless it's a playoff game, I say just healthy scratch AVT for that game. It's okay.
Put him at right guard because he says he wants to be right guard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a easy candidate to be all pro right guard. Easy.
Yeah. I
Even
mean,
left guard. He played good at left guard too.
Yeah, I mean, he's played really good at he's played good at every position they put him at, but especially as guards, he's been at the all-pro level, and like he probably would have gotten at least one first-team all-pro award if not for the injuries.
And you know what? I think the reason they moved him to right guard was because of Laken Tomlinson, and he's always played at left guard. So what's wrong with pushing him back to left guard? Because that's what he played his rookie year, and he played the whole season.
Yeah,
or most of it.
Yeah, and he was great that rookie year. So, Yeah, I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of work to be done.
He didn't get injured that season, did he? Or maybe he had like a couple weeks out.
He may have missed I mean, I feel like he probably missed like a couple of games that year.
A couple of games, that was it. Yeah, but it wasn't like a major injury because in 2022 and 2023, that's when he had the major season-ending injuries.
Yeah, like he might have missed. Yeah, he might have missed a couple of games in 2021 just because I feel like basically everyone, especially on the offense, basically everyone got hurt at one point or another in 2021. I mean, Zach Wilson missed time that year. Mike White got hurt then. And Mike White got hurt. Fucking Elijah Moore got hurt. Pretty sure Corey Davis got hurt. Just about everyone. They got hurt at one point or another. Michael Carter got hurt, I'm pretty sure. And like Tevin Coleman and whatever other running backs we were using got hurt because I remember we were like at a point where we were starting like Austin Walter at running back that year.
Yes. And who else did we have? 25. What was his name?
Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson, yes.
Buffalo Bills legend, Ty Johnson. Which, speaking of the Bills, fucking Dion Dawkins decided to go on VLADTV, which is something that I never heard of before. Something I never heard of before.
It's mostly a rap. It's based mostly. He interviews rappers, basically.
Okay.
And so I'm like, why is he on here?
Yeah. So Dion Dawkins went on VLADTV with his breasts out. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna share the.
Wait before you start it. Do you care for it?
What?
Do you care for it? Like what he says?
So. No, not really, because like he was.
I could give two shits.
I couldn't really give two shits. I feel like most of that anger and most of that hate was directed specifically at Michael Clemons, and like that.
Yeah, it was,
and that's like understandable because like they were beefing that game, and honestly,
but I love that shit. I'm like, yeah, keep it going because that that keeps that Bills Jets rivalry going.
Yeah, no, I think the. I think the Jets-Bills rivalry needs to, be.
And didn't we sign him?
Who, Dion Dawkins?
Yeah. I could have sworn we did, and he never played.
I think he played his whole career with the Bills. He was drafted by them.
Who did we sign? Someone from the Bills that didn't end up playing because they weren't like physically ready. Was it him?
It was not.
I could have sworn it was him.
No, he was.
He played left tackle. It was someone else.
Vlad Dukas.
No, it was not him. It was this year.
Someone we signed this year from the Bills
that played on. Roger Saffold. That's who it was.
Oh yeah. Roger Saffold. That's right. For number one, I forgot that he was on the Bills. Number two, I pretty much forgot he existed because like we signed him to our practice squad or whatever, but then he literally. You never like heard or saw of him the entire time that he was with the Jets. And like that was like Joe Douglas's move at the time to be like, here, look, I did something. I'm fixing the O-line because I think that he signed Saffold like pretty much like at the trade deadline. Because I remember I remember being around like trade deadline time when he signed him.
God.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really give a fuck what some man with his breasts out on a podcast. I will say this though. I think that there might be a little bit of truth to like some of the comments. He like the part where he said like, oh yeah, like these guys don't. When he was saying like, oh yeah, some people play football because they love the game, others play it because they want to like. Be cool and like post shit on Instagram. I think there might be a little truth to that, particularly in the case of Michael Clemons, like because like
he doesn't have an Instagram.
True, he doesn't. But he like but like I feel like Michael Clemons is like more like Michael Clemons has made more noise through like like taking pictures of himself with a bat and like starting fights with like players and like beefing with fans than he has for actually like for doing anything football related. Really, he kind of sucks if we're being honest. Like
he just looks like an angry man with a motor.
Yeah, which is pretty much what he is, but he can't really tackle or like do much of anything useful for like as far as football goes.
Yeah,
Like
I feel like he's just like an athlete who's like his production doesn't show because he can't put shit together.
Yeah, it's like he can't put it together. He can't really put it together on the field, and he clearly has like some sort of like I think he clearly has like some sort of like anger issues or something because like
oh yeah, definitely because you've seen the video of him yelling at the Cleveland fans when he was just like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he was like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you,
fuck you. Oh yeah, no, yeah,
you're cool.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so he did that.
That dude is insane.
And then he and then of
he
course
got the bull nose ring and everything.
Yeah,
he was in his room. He was in his like apartment in the dark when he got drafted, which is insane. That just speaks serial killer to me.
Yeah, and I think I think he had like some legal issues, which is like part of why he fell to the 6th round too.
Fourth round.
Was it? I thought it was the 6th round.
I'm pretty sure it was 4th round. That was 2021 or 2?
That was the 20. Clemons was the 2022 draft.
2022, yeah.
Yeah, because
honestly, he was a 4th round pick.
Maybe, yeah. He was definitely a day 3 pick.
Yeah.
Because he whatchamacallit? I know that he was drafted on day 3. I could have sworn it was the 6th round. I know that we had a. Okay, you were right. It was a 4th round pick. I think he was, and I think that was our last pick of that draft.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, because we only had like
we only had like 5 picks.
Yeah, we had 5 picks, or we had 6 picks, I think. 4 of them were like 4 of them were in the top 40, and they were all great.
It was Sauce, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall,
and then Jeremy Ruckert, and then Clemons.
Jeremy Ruckert, right, and Clemons.
Yeah. So and that was that was the draft. So I mean. Yeah, like I don't know. I think there might be a little bit of truth to like what he was saying, and I think that, I mean, I don't really care what he says. I mean, honestly, if we're being honest, like if Dion Dawkins was on our team, we'd probably love him if he was like talking that type of shit about like other division rival teams.
Yeah,
and work is about to join the meeting.
Uh-oh. No, he's checking out the windows too.
A new challenger appears.
And what attack move are you using? I guess nothing.
Justin just comes in here just to
Nah, I'm trying to fucking connect my headphones. So you aren't too fucking, there's still other motherfuckers. Wait, talk. Can you hear? Can I hear
you? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. My bad.
Yep. All right, good talk.
He just got up like he's about to go to talk to his manager.
Nah, I had to fucking close my door. Can't be too fucking loud over here. Shit. God damn. Yeah, Charlie ain't making it this one.
Yeah, no, you told me. We'll try and get him next time.
Yeah, he said he's down to join, down to talk some Jets. I think he pays some attention to college ball. So with the draft, he may know what he's talking about.
Shout outs to Charlie. So we were just talking about how we cut Laken Tomlinson and and then we were basically talking about the Dion Dawkins Michael Clemons beef.
I didn't catch that. What's going on between them?
All right, perfect timing. Now we're gonna play it.
Yeah, all right. So so give me 1 second here. I will share.
So my side note on the Laken Tomlinson, great, but we still need depth. So I mean, fuck.
Depth. We need starters. What are you talking about?
Yes, we need.
That might have been the most insane comment I heard.
We need starters and depth.
Yeah, so this is the.
What's he saying?
He looks like a Houston rapper.
You would know all about that.
Yeah, I would. That Mexican OT. Oh my God. Have you? All right, Hacker, we can't hear this.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Nah, I can't. You can't.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Basically, the short version. Basically, the short version is so Dion. So what happened was, remember in the Bills game where the Bills smoked us, like the second time we played them, and remember Michael Clemons and Dion Dawkins got into like a little bit of a scuffle like after a play, and then Clemons pushed him, and then Dawkins like flopped and like pretty much pretended he was dead to like draw a flag. And then like once the flag was thrown, he like got up and started like waving. So you did that, and then that boiled over into like after the game, both teams as they were like walking into the as they were walking off into the locker rooms, but they were walking through like the same tunnel because the Bills have like a poverty stadium. And like both locker rooms are in like the same tunnel or whatever. So both teams are like walking through the same tunnel, and Clemons is like trying to get at Clemons was like trying to get at Dion Dawkins and like start a fight with him, and they had to be like separated. Rich Samini was filming it, the Jets beat reporter, and he almost like, got into a fight with the security guard because the security guard kept telling him to back up. And he was like, no, I'm like doing my job, like trying to like film this. And he like told him to put his hand down. So I'm giving the Spark Notes version of this to Justin, who had to take a phone call. But anyway, that's what happened. Right. And then he went, tits out and basically talked about how much he hated the Jets, how they all want to be cool for post shit on Instagram rather than actually loving the game of football, which maybe there's a little bit of truth to, because I feel like the Jets are like kind of loud on social media. I'm not doubting that they love playing football, but they are a little loud on social media.
Yeah.
I don't
doubt that at all. I mean, like, it sounded like he was really just attacking the defensive line, not like the whole defense.
Yeah, it seemed like more of a shot. Yeah, I mean, he kind of he said he hates all of them, but like it seemed like it was very
like he was giving Quinnen Williams like he's like,
then he was like, oh no, I like because then he said, because then he backtracked a little bit. He's like, oh, I like Quinnen, I respect him, like he's solid, which I think he just did out of fear. Clearly everyone, clearly everyone on the Jets, like, heard him and, took note of it. Sauce was talking about it. I think Garrett Wilson like made a tweet about like going on a podcast shirtless too, or something like that. So I mean, like clearly, So I mean, clearly, everyone, clearly everyone in the building, like, received the message, and I'm sure that will be in the back of their minds the next time the Jets play the Bills next season. So that will be must-watch TV. I don't really think Michael Clemons will be on the team necessarily next year. If anything, he'll be like fighting for a roster spot in training camp this year. Probably literally fighting. Like he'll probably get into a fight and get cut. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. It was just like a bunch of noise. It's just funny, like how the Jets are just always catching strays no matter what. Like, they could be minding their own. Sometimes the Jets catch strays and it's like warranted, but other times it's like, man, we're just like minding our own business and like people just want to bring us up. Like, like for a team that sucks so much, like you sure just can't stop talking about us.
It's so annoying. It's like, oh God, can we just stay out of the damn fucking?
Yeah, it bears repeating that that this is a do or die season, and you really just need to start winning so that like once you start winning, shit like this will go away. You will stop hearing shit like this. You will stop hearing Mecole Hardman going on podcasts talking about how things didn't work out with the Jets because like they didn't know what they were doing, or Dion Dawkins talking his shit. It's time to fix this. It's time to fix this team, fix this offense, and win some damn games this year. I'm not saying go win a Super Bowl, but like you got to win some damn games and make the playoffs. I also saw on Twitter that Woody Johnson tweeted that the Jets were second in attendance this past season, which is absolutely disgusting. Considering how bad the Jets were, the fact that like they were still second in attendance. I assume the Cowboys were probably first, just because they're the most popular team and have the biggest stadium. So I'm assuming the Cowboys were first, but the fact that the Jets were second and with how bad they were is just disgusting. And I feel like I went to 2 home games last year, and I feel like I was part of the problem. And I'm going to go on record on the podcast and say that I will not go to a single game at MetLife Stadium this coming season unless it's a playoff game. If I'm setting foot at MetLife Stadium for a Jets game, it's going to be a game in January, and a game in January that matters. And that is and that's like pretty much the only conditions. So I will not be attending MetLife Stadium in 2024. The earliest you'll see me there is the calendar year 2025.
That's it.
Yeah, because I mean, if you keep going to games, if people keep showing up to games, like we all talk about how bad of an owner Woody Johnson is, but if people keep showing up to these games, there's really no incentive for him to change anything or do anything better.
They're not helping the cause.
Yeah, because he's still lining his pockets. So
yeah,
so there's no.
He's the only person that's not getting fired.
Yeah, he's the only. Yeah, he can't fire himself, unfortunately. As much as I wish he could. Now I'm thinking about why did Justin even do that? Like, why did he even come on the try to come on the podcast? He must have had something to say.
Yeah, it must have been important. All right, Kevin Zeitler. I'm sticking to it, and I'm gonna stick to it until the free agency is over.
Yeah, until he inevitably
immediate signing.
Else.
I think that's an immediate. So he's 33 years old.
Yeah. How long are you signing him for? Like 1 or 2 years?
One.
A 1-year deal. Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it
1 year.
all in year. He could still play. I mean,
because he plays left and right guard. I mean, and he plays way better than Laken Tomlinson. I can tell you that shit. So,
he's 100% better than him.
Yeah,
I would worry
better.
that he would come here and turn into Laken Tomlinson. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a concern.
I mean, I'm still questioning why the Giants let him go. But I mean, he started out with the Bengals, played with
well, they're not
Browns,
exactly
Giants.
The Giants aren't exactly a smart organization either.
Yeah. I mean, as of recent, yeah.
Yeah, not as of late. And I thought when they got Kevin Zeitler a few years ago, I thought it was a really good move for them.
Yeah, that was 2019 when they got him. They had him for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Kevin Zeitler, that would be if you get Kevin Zeitler, you could plug him in at left guard and AVT at right guard, Tippmann at center. Then you just have to address the tackles, which you can sign. You could sign Ty Smith. I don't really want Bakhtiari unless I only really want Bakhtiari if he's a depth piece. I'm not signing Bakhtiari.
So Bakhtiari and Tyrone Smith is who you're talking about?
Yeah, Ty Smith of the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'd probably take.
And then you can draft, and then draft Fuaga or Fasciano, whichever one.
All right. Well, shit. If we even have that pick, because if we give it up for Justin Jefferson, which I would definitely do.
I would do it too, but I don't think it's likely.
I don't think it's likely because they haven't confirmed that he's going to hit the market.
He's not. He's probably not going to. I mean, granted, GMs are not really honest with the media, but I guess he was asked about it, about the possibility of trading Justin Jefferson, and the GM said that's not even a thought that's crossed my mind. My thought would be, if anything, he'd be more of moved at the deadline. If I think he'd either get moved at the deadline or maybe in the summer, closer to the season start. I don't really see him being moved in March, as March is approaching. Yeah. I don't see him being an early free agency or early league year type of transaction.
And he wants to get paid.
Yeah, and he wants the bag. And I think the Jets could probably maneuver their way to paying him. There's probably enough manipulating.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to backload so many contracts.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of restructured deals.
Yeah, I mean, but
they might have to ask Aaron Rodgers
they
might have to ask Aaron Rodgers to take another restructure.
They you know what? They might say fuck it and be like, you want to be a partial owner instead, and then just pay him that way.
Yeah, Woody Johnson might legitimately do that. And it'll get to the point where Aaron Rodgers is legitimately more powerful than Woody Johnson. And then that'll give him an easy segue into retirement. He'll own a team. He already, for all intents and purposes, he already is our owner and the most popular person in the Jets organization. You might as well give him some actual stake in the team. To get some money off of the cap so that we could actually do this whole try to win.
He's getting $3 million next year, and then because he already agreed he's coming back, so he's after that. I'm not sure. That might be where the whole bag comes in. And it's gonna be shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, I would say it's
gonna be something insane.
Yeah, I would say I'd say it's probably unlikely that the Jets trade for Justin Jefferson within the next month. I would say, if anything, maybe in the summer, if he holds out in camp, maybe, or at the trade deadline, if the Vikings if the Vikings are doing like really shitty this year, which they very well might.
I mean, they still need a quarterback. Is Kirk Cousins? Are they going to sign Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins is a free agent. Maybe we should sign him to be Aaron Rodgers' backup. He'll have to.
Kirk Cousins wants to start.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure most of the backups in the market that we would realistically be looking at, I'm sure some of them probably want to start too, like the Gardner Minshews and Jacoby Brissett's of the world. Like, I feel like those are people who probably feel like they could like go somewhere else and like compete for a starting job rather than just be like, oh yeah, you're here in case anything happens to Aaron again.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And
who do you see? Who do you see the Jets ultimately like ending up with at backup?
Backup, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill. Tannehill does make sense.
I would like that.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields is going to Atlanta. Russell Wilson's. It sounds like Russell Wilson might be going to Pittsburgh. Although I don't know if Ciara will sign off on that move, but like those two things seem like they're going to happen. I could see Brissett. I could see Gardner Minshew staying in Indy to like compete with Anthony Richardson. Yeah. And I could see Brissett going like somewhere, like maybe he goes to Chicago or maybe not Chicago, but maybe he goes to like New England or like Washington or
Brissett?
Arizona. Yeah, maybe he stays in Washington to like compete with whatever quarterback they draft, assuming they draft one, or maybe he goes back to New England to do the same thing. Because who knows like how ready, like I feel like Caleb Williams will probably be like a week one starter, but like who knows how ready like Jalen Daniels or Drake May are going to be week one. I'm also really not sold on like any of these quarterbacks in this draft class.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think this draft is going to be insane because I feel like there's going to be so many people moving up to get a quarterback because there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All right. So it's the Raiders need a quarterback.
Yeah, Raiders need a quarterback. And speaking of the Raiders, it seems like the Devontae Adams dream, at least for now, is probably dead. It does not. I'm pretty sure they're not going to trade Devontae Adams. If anything, he would be another person that gets traded like at the deadline if the Raiders are doing shitty.
Yeah. I mean, they need a quarterback. They should. I mean, that's their leverage.
Yeah, Raiders need a quarterback. Patriots, Commanders, Bears all need quarterbacks.
Bears.
I know
Falcons need a quarterback.
Yeah, Falcons need a quarterback, but I think they're getting Justin Fields. The Cardinals are an interesting one because they are once again doing that thing where they're like gassing
where
up
they
Kyler
suck
Murray.
at and they think Kyler Murray is the answer.
Well, remember when before they drafted Kyler Murray, when they had Josh Rosen, like they were like, oh yeah, their social media team was posting some shit like, oh yeah, we see you guys out there speculating, but Josh is our guy. It's like a famous graphic now, like the Josh is our guy graphic. And then they went and drafted.
And then he was done after that 1 year. He went to like Miami as a backup.
Yeah, he went to Miami.
He's never heard of him again.
Yeah, he went to Miami and then he like went like somewhere else, like bounced around the league a little bit. I'm pretty sure he's just out of the league now.
He's out of the league. I'm pretty sure he's not playing at all.
Yeah, and then like, but they're doing the same thing now. Where like the other day they like posted like something about Kyler Murray, like QB1 or something like that. So they're kind of playing that game again, where it's like they may or may not be moving on from Kyler Murray. I don't really know.
They're fucking stupid if they don't.
Yeah, so like they'll probably need a quarterback, but like I feel like where they're picking, like the top tier quarterbacks might be gone, and they might be picking like too high to really justify like
going. They were like what, the fourth pick?
Yeah, they do also have the 27th pick, though, I believe, via the Houston
They have
Texans.
2 first-round picks.
I believe so, yes, because remember they made that trade with the Texans last year.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud, right?
Yeah. So
Or
the Cardinals,
Will Anderson, whoever it was.
Yeah, it was the Will Anderson trade. Really, yeah. So I mean, they could. I mean, at 27, they could potentially take like Michael Penix Jr. if he's like there, or like JJ McCarthy. Although I think JJ McCarthy is going to go way higher. I think he's going to sneak into like the top 15 or top 10. Or like there's also like
you know what? I
like
think he's going to be a top 15 pick.
Who?
JJ McCarthy. I think he's going to be a top 15 pick.
The whole Michigan pedigree and like Jim Harbaugh gassing him up.
I hear it building up in the draft network.
Like, I'm sure. Yeah, all the the combines going on now, so I'm sure there's going to be like, someone this week is going to like pretty
solidify that he's going to be a first. Well, by now, I think he's going to be a first-round pick.
Oh yeah, I think it's I think it's been a given for a while that McCarthy was going to go in the first round.
So that see, this plays in good for us because that means tackles will drop.
Yes, that is the hope. Also, I saw a rumor today that the Titans, who I believe have the 7th pick, I saw a rumor that like that the likelihood that they trade out of that pick is increasing. So what if the Jets were to maybe trade up to 7 to try and get Joe Alt if he's there?
Fuck it, I'd do it.
Do it, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'll take Joe Alt because I see Joe Alt. Joe Alt is like basically having the Brickshaw Ferguson, but better. Like, yeah, white. I mean, like that's his floor. His floor is the Brickshaw Ferguson.
Okay, if that's his floor, then you do whatever it takes to get.
Because like it like the athletic genes runs in his blood,
right?
And
what is
like it's almost like saying like you're turning down like a Matthews kid, like Clay Matthews or Bruce Matthews or Jake Matthews. It's pretty much like that.
That would be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and this kid is 6'8". He's bigger than Becton, and he's more athletic.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like
fat.
He's not like fat or like he doesn't have like the injury problems that Becton.
No.
Or like, and he's
21.
And he's not like yapping on social media and shit either.
No,
he's like
he doesn't say shit.
He's just
that's how we drafted players in the 90s.
Yeah, in the 2000s, back when pretty much up until Rex Ryan, we drafted well.
Yeah, I mean he brought him in, and then he as soon as Tannenbaum left, then it went to shit, and then from there it was just like chaos for like 13 years.
Yeah, it really started with it really started with like the downfall really did kind of start with Rex, even though like those first 2 years of Rex were great. Once Rex really like got his hands, like Rex took Eric Mangini's teams to the cusp of the Super Bowl. But once Rex got his own hands on the team and started making like personnel decisions, it all fell apart, and it fell apart quick.
Yeah, no shit, because he was like,
Rex,
he was over here scouting a middle linebacker, and then he's like, "Who's the guy that hit him? I want him," and it was John Connor.
Yeah,
it was a fullback.
And John Connor was awesome, but like
he was, but he didn't know how to use him.
Yeah,
because he's a defensive guy.
Yeah. He was basically just used on like special teams.
Brian Schottenheimer either.
Yeah. Brian Schottenheimer didn't know how to use him either, even though the Cowboys seem to have a pretty good offense now. But
that's
so
another story for another day.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I mean, Rex really did get like Tannenbaum fired. That whole thing, like they should have been fired at the same time, but that's also a different story for a different day. Woody just loved that fat idiot too much. it made him make like one of the dumbest decisions you could like really make as an owner, as far as like firing your GM and keeping your coach. A forced marriage that was doomed to fail from the beginning. But it's 2024 and not 2014.
And what we're trying to do is fix this O-line. So, all right. Situation here. I don't want to keep AVT at tackle. That's my preference.
Yeah, preferably. It depends how everything shakes out, because it does give us some flexibility, like if
it does. I get that.
Like if you
it's like, all right, do you want to
strike out on a tackle? If you strike out on a tackle in free agency, but you draft one, then you could be pretty solidified. Like say you draft like Olu.
So let's say we get Fuaga, who's a solidified right tackle. He's a day one starter. Easy, right?
I would hope
then
so.
Then you have no problem. Yeah, we hope so. Then you have no issue moving AVT to right guard.
Right. Or
Tippmann can stay, but or left guard.
Yeah. Well, if you
see, there are options. So what is in JD's mind right now? What do you think he's thinking?
I think he's thinking, hopefully,
because we got Laken Tomlinson gone, so left guard position's wide open.
So hopefully he's thinking, fuck them picks, and I'm going to do everything I can to bring as much O-line talent and as many weapons as possible for Aaron Rodgers. Like 2025 and 2026 draft picks, I don't think they should really matter to him because he might not even be there to use them. So I think
so. Use them now.
Yeah, so use them now. It feels so like it feels so desperate, and it feels so like not good for the long term, but it also feels like it's the only option we have right now is to just go all in.
It's
it. You have Aaron Rodgers for 1 or 2 years, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Like you gotta make the best of it.
You better make sure you protect your quarterback. That's the number one priority right now.
Yeah, and like
Easy.
Joe Douglas.
I mean, like who
he needs to. And like not every guy that he signs for the offensive line. It's not like we need like 3 all pros. We just need like we need a good left tackle, and then we just need like solid, like average serviceable players, like just like the Morgan Moseses and like George Fants of the world. That's all we really need. Like we just need like
we've had that.
Get a franchise tackle, get a Joe Alt, get a Olu Fashanu or a Fuaga. You have AVT, you have Joe Tippmann. Those are like franchise players, I think. And then the other 2 guys to fill out the line, like they could just be like kind of like middle of the pack or like aging guys like Kevin Zeitler or like
Graham Glass now.
Graham Glass now. You could just like bring in guys like that to kind of just solidify it. Like most teams, like it's very rare that a team has like 5 like all-pro linemen. Like only
they don't
have done that. And
it's usually like two at the most, maybe 3 if they're like a Super Bowl team.
Right. Yeah. Like even the Chiefs, it's like, well, they have Creed Humphrey, but like, who else?
And then what? There was Donovan Smith, who apparently wants to play for the Jets.
Yeah. Well, Donovan Smith sucks.
Yeah, he fucking sucks. So
yeah. So no thank you.
Him and
Joe Tooney.
What was his name? Joe Tooney. Yeah.
Yeah,
and those are two. That's just two.
Yeah, the other guys.
And then what's
Donovan
his name?
Smith
He played on Tennessee. He played on Tennessee. And he dropped into like the 6th round, and he ended up being their right guard.
Yeah.
Smith. What was his name? Shit, I keep forgetting.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It started with T, but either way. But like they were sufficient.
Yeah, the point is like, yeah, you don't need like all of your offensive linemen to be all pros, even if like you just get like a few guys that are like average and serviceable, that can make the difference. Like Laken Tomlinson was not serviceable these past 2 years, so like even getting rid of him, that's addition by subtraction. Like we got $8 million more to play with now, and it's time to get shit done, Joe Douglas. We don't want to hear how you almost traded for the top wide receiver that became available via trade. We don't want to hear how you were so close to getting whoever and like you finished in 2nd place and they chose to go somewhere else. Like no more of that. You need to close deals and you need to get it done, because if we're being real, Joe Douglas has been horrendous in the free agency. I'm not going to say he's been horrendous with trades. He was good at trades. He was good at the rebuilding trades where we needed to build up our draft capital. But he hasn't been great at making trades to, get the team closer to contention. Like even with the Aaron Rodgers trade, like swapping 1st-round picks was probably the only only real issue with that trade was the 1st-round pick swap, and it hurt us a lot because we missed out on Broderick Jones. And I don't give a fuck what one Jets drive propaganda shit they want to put out there. How Broderick Jones wasn't even on their board, and if that is true,
he was.
And if that's true, then that's an even worse look for Joe Douglas if he didn't even have Broderick Jones on your board. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You need a tackle, and you're just not going to even have, like, one of the best ones on your board? Like, that's even more of an indictment on him. So don't
even that like 2020 draft. He took Becton over Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah. So, I mean, clearly, like, that was a mistake. And then either way, whatever happened in 2023, like whether it was one Jets drive propaganda where it was like a feel good story, like, oh, we got it, Will McDonald's our guy, which I still don't believe because they waited until the fucking last second to announce the pick. They were trying to trade out of that pick and they couldn't. And then they just took Will McDonald. Robert Saleh was probably like, fuck it, just take Will McDonald. We're going to need another pass rusher. And we might be losing Bryce Huff because we can never be proactive enough to like sign a player before they hit.
Okay, if they just lose Bryce Huff for nothing, then it's like they just gave up.
Yeah, it would be a really bad look, and it would just be like. It would be a bad look, and it would just highlight like the Jets' unwillingness to be proactive about situations because they easily could have extended him like sometime within the last 2 years, and they would have gotten him in a bargain.
Last year, yeah.
Now you're like in this situation where
now that you might have to tag him.
I don't think they're going to tag him.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they're going to tag him, and I don't think they're going to do a tag and trade either. But I do think that the likelihood that they might keep him actually feels like over the past few days, it feels like a little more likely they might keep him. Because number one, the cap went up. I also saw something that apparently Connor Hughes went on the Jake Asman show today. Like they're all out at like Radio Row at the Combine or whatever, because the Combine's like the combine's basically like another Super Bowl as far as like the media is concerned. Like everyone goes and like everyone's there or whatever.
Yeah, because there's just one.
But
all that shit.
Connor Hughes, I mean, take what we'll say what you want about Connor Hughes and his reporting or whatever. I mean, I think his reporting's fine, his information's fine. I just think he's like kind of a dickhead. But he went on the Jake Asman show and said that we were thinking Bryce Huff was going to see like close to like $20 million a year, but it's sounding now like the number is going to be closer to like $14 or $15 million a year. So Bryce Huff might be like more affordable and more retainable than we may have originally thought. Like I'm still going to say it's like 65% or more that he's not a Jet and like a 35% chance or less that he is. Yeah. But it feels a little better than like if you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said a 0 to 5% chance he's a Jet and a 95 to 100% chance that he's not. So
shit, I would have said he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much saying he was gone too, but the 0 to 5% chance thing is just kind of like being nice about it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's a little more likely that we keep him. I still kind of ultimately think that they'll decide like that they want to use that money for something else and kind of put their marbles in the, kind of put all their marbles in the Will McDonald basket and hope that he takes like a Jermaine Johnson-esque leap.
Which, I mean, it's not nothing to push away. I mean, like if he gets the same training that he's getting, I mean
apparently
he has all the attributes. Yeah, and he's
apparently he's training with Jermaine Johnson this offseason.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can learn a thing or two from him and they can like both push each other to get better.
But it's always good to have that third one where you can just plug them in and like when
there's this
putting in packages.
The Bryce Huff situation is an interesting one because it's like, all right, like
it's just secure your own because this was you had very strategy.
Yeah, like it was a because it was a very easy like, hey, secure your own, make yourself look good as an organization. Like that would be a great message to send. I mean, the ship has sailed as far as like being proactive about paying him, but it would have been such like a just such an easy like good PR, good move all around to extend Bryce Huff because it's like you got this undrafted free agent who like worked his ass off and became like one of the best pass rushers in the league. Right. At least when he's on the field, one of the best pass rushers in the league, and you give him a big extension, then it's like, okay, like look at the Jets. They found a diamond in the rough in the UDFA market, and now he's like on a big contract. That ship has kind of sailed, but it would have been such a layup to do, and like you still kind of have the opportunity to keep him. Like it's not impossible that he's It's not impossible for the Jets to keep him, but there's also the other side of it where like he's not an every down player, and I mean he's also
right. Which he should be.
He should be an every down player, but he's not, and like he's also the first. He's also like the first real like pass rusher the Jets have had in like 20 years since John Abraham. I would say the pros to re-signing him definitely outweigh the cons. So I mean, really, the only con would be like you have to give him a lot of money, and that's less money to address other needs. But
speaking of pass rushers, is Carl Lawson still on the team?
Oh yeah, I guess he is. I'm surprised he hasn't been cut yet. I don't know what they're waiting for as far as like all right, you cut Laken Tomlinson, good, but like why not just cut them now? Like why not just cut CJ Uzama and
everybody now? Yeah.
And
why wait?
It's
like they delay the shit just to get media coverage.
Yeah, it's like they're doing this now to get the media coverage, and then like probably next week they'll cut somebody else, and then like they'll probably cut the next guy like right before free agency. Then Joe Douglas can have his one of his like 3 press conferences a year to like address that, and then he can like and then I guess free agency will begin.
How fucking hard is it to do his fucking job? I swear.
It's probably a very hard job, but it's also probably not as hard as like the Jets make things.
I'm the one to like back Joe Douglas, like I 100%, just because I know how hard it is to draft players and scout players in free agency, and it's not like everybody's good at it. Like look at throughout the league, like not all GMs are good at scouting.
I mean,
players.
even the best,
you're hitting 15-20% of the time.
Yeah, it's like it's even like a lower success rate than baseball. Like in baseball, it's like if you have like and like this day and age in baseball, it's like if you have like a 275 average, like although like there's a lot of other things that matter aside from like batting average now, but
right.
Like if you're hitting on like 20 to 25%, like the best GMs will hit on like 20 to 25% of their picks and acquisitions.
Yeah. And at least in minor league too, because like they'll have their farm system running and their prospects are just like insane.
Yeah. Like the MLB draft is like an even bigger crapshoot than like the NFL draft.
Yes. Because you're choosing between high school and college. So here it's like, okay, you have all these motherfuckers in here scouting. And
all these motherfuckers.
You and you included.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna go BPA. That's the best decision.
But at the same time, it's a results-driven business, and Joe Douglas has delivered the results.
We're not in that position yet.
Well, he's had like 5 years though, is the thing too. Like for
no shit. But if you're making the playoffs, you're in BPA position. If you're not,
the position.
Get what you fucking need.
Yeah, no, I agree. You got to draft by, I think the Jets are still in a position where they have to draft by need. You draft BPA when you don't have like holes like this.
Yeah.
And
O-line holes.
If the Jets can somehow play like YOLO ball in free agency in the offseason. And
you know what? I got Aaron Rodgers. We're good. We're gonna be fine. Fuck it. Get another edge rusher because those are hard to come by. Well, guess what?
That was their mentality last year, and it was horrible.
Yes, exactly.
And I like Will McDonald. I think he'll be a good player. But like, you could have drafted Zay Flowers. You could have drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba. You could have. Who else was there?
Shit. How would you feel if we drafted Brock Bowers?
Jordan Anderson. I would love if we picked Brock Bowers. I think that would be a great pick.
He can play on the line too.
Yeah, he can block too. He can block. He's a weapon. His
position should not be tight end. It should just be athlete.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting every year we're getting closer and closer to the era of positionless football. We're not quite there yet, but I mean, Brock Bowers is one of those dudes. He can block. He can catch. He can do everything that is in the job description of a tight end.
I feel like he's what Zach Kuntz was supposed to be.
Yeah, and if you look, or what they had hoped Zach Kuntz would be,
or hoped what he would be
drafted, but it's like okay, like you just took like
all right,
like, Zach Kuntz was a fine pick because it was like all right, you just threw a dart at like an athlete.
Yeah, it's a 7th round pick. Who gives a shit?
Like, who cares? But no, Brock Bowers. I would say I would love if they picked Brock Bowers. I would have no qualms with that.
And if we just fill up the holes in free agency on the O-line, oh man.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, if you have Brock Bowers, number one, it's like, all right, the Jets are finally like paying attention to tight end and like getting a serious one. Because like whether it's like our defensive philosophy or our offensive philosophy, tight ends are just not a part of it. You know,
and look at the teams that make the playoffs. They all have good tight ends.
Yeah. If you look at all the teams that were in the Final Four. Yeah, Travis Kelce, George Kittle in the Super Bowl. You had Sam Laporta and Mark Andrews in the and Isaiah Likely too. Isaiah Likely is also really good. Like some of these teams even have like two good tight ends. So all the teams in the Final Four like had tight ends, and then if you go to like the division round teams, like the Texans had Dalton Schultz. He was pretty good. The Bills had Dalton Kincaid. He had a very good year. Who else lost in the division round? The Packers.
Cowboys had a good tight end too. What was his name?
Yeah. It was something. It was like a long name that I can't remember.
Yes. From Michigan. Well, they had two, I think.
The Cowboys, yeah, they had Shoemaker.
Yeah, Shoemaker. Luke Shoemaker. I want to say Luke Shoemaker.
Oh, Jake Ferguson.
And yes, Jake Ferguson. Oh, he was badass too.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Yes, they had good tight ends. Like
he was really good.
Yeah, and like who else? Who else lost in the first round?
Well, Dolphins
have a good tight ends. Yeah.
No.
Not really. The Browns had David Njoku. They were a playoff team. He was pretty good.
Yeah. See, all these playoff teams got it. Hold on, I got you right here. Who the Rams have?
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, Tyler
He's
Higbee. He was decent for a couple years.
Yeah, so like all the playoff teams have like some level of serviceable tight ends.
Tight ends.
Like I would say all the like pretty much every playoff team had a better tight end than Tyler Conklin. Like no disrespect to Tyler Conklin, I think he's
easy.
I think Tyler Conklin's
decent.
fine. And if we draft Brock Bowers, then like you could keep Tyler Conklin and make him the tight end 2, which is like realistically he's probably like better as a tight end 2 than the tight end 1. And then
I mean he fits.
No matter what you do, you're getting rid of CJ Uzomah, so he could take a walk.
Mm-hmm. Green Bay, they had a rookie tight end, I think.
Yeah, I can't really remember his name.
I don't know who he was. And Steelers had Freiermuth.
Yeah. Steelers had Pat Freiermuth. Yeah, the Green Bay had some tight end who I can't remember his name, but I feel like I streamed him in fantasy at one point, and I feel like no matter whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love, or even Brett Favre, all those Green Bay quarterbacks love their tight ends. So yeah, like if the board shakes out in a way where Brock Bowers is available at 10, which that's who it was. Yeah, and I think they had another one too. I think they had like 2 okay ones. Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
They did have another one.
Yeah, but like
Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, those 2 fellas. But yeah, like either way you slice it, like if Brock Bowers is available at 10 and the board shakes out in a way where like you can't get like where like all the top tackles and like all the elite receivers are gone, like I have no issue taking Brock Bowers. I'd even consider taking Brock Bowers over some of the receivers. I don't know if I'd say Brock Bowers, if you take positions out of it, like Brock Bowers, you could probably
over Malik Neighbors.
You could probably make a case that Brock Bowers is the best player in the draft if you take position and need.
He's supposedly a generational talent, and he's better than all receivers, probably minus Marvin Harrison.
My bad, Joe. My boss called.
Oh, is that what that was? Well, listen here, Justin. You have one boss, and that's me. And you're fired.
You got two bosses.
Yeah. This is the most important job you have in your life.
It's paying my bills.
Shit, we were about to give you a $50,000.
Yeah, well, if you didn't keep getting us canceled, it would be huge by now.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not my fault. They censor for no reason.
Right. Anyway,
man. What have y'all been talking about?
just kind of a broader right now, just kind of a broader scope of the offseason, how to fix the O line.
That's not being fixed.
Potentially, I mean, you don't need to get. I mean, what we were saying is
we made like progressions already.
We need 3 new starters, but they don't necessarily all have to be like all pro caliber. Like even if you get like 3 serviceable, like decent guys, like that could help.
Justin, but how many are going to get injured?
Wait. So Justin, do you know that we let go of Laken Tomlinson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened, but
so that's a positive. That's a positive.
It's certainly a positive, yes, but we still need depth as well as starters.
If you got to realize, if JD does some shit like that, he's coming with the work. He's putting it all in. He's going all in.
I hope so, because in my opinion, he still made
his job is on the line.
AVT.
Yeah, it could very well be a fuck them picks type of year. Like,
it looks
2025 and 2026 draft picks don't really matter if you can't use them.
That's true. Oh, I didn't think about that. If
you're not going to be there, if you're going to get fired anyway, and you're not going to be there to use them.
Yeah, you might as well sell the farm.
Yeah, no, like. It seems like desperate, and it seems like it's like bound for failure, but it's also like kind of our only option right now.
I wouldn't be. I mean, this upcoming season is a Super Bowl or bust season.
Yeah, I mean,
so I wouldn't be surprised if they sell the farm. Then we'll just be shit again for the next 10 years.
Everyone has to, which I mean. We're just in the same place that we've been. So what really changes? I mean, they have to. I think the minimum bar to clear would be, for everyone to keep their jobs. I think the minimum bar to clear is like making the playoffs and winning at least one playoff game.
Minimum. I think it's really we should make the AFC Championship if pieces are working. If we're not getting injured left and right. If Brees is dominant again,
no reason
he won't be. No, I agree, because like at the beginning of the season he wasn't great, but by the end of the season he looked phenomenal.
I mean, even at the beginning of the season, Brees was really good. He just didn't didn't fully have his legs back. Yeah, but like now he didn't get now that he had a full season of not getting injured. And he has like a full off season to actually train. He doesn't have to worry about rehab and recovery. I think Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall will be the best running back in the NFL, not named Christian McCaffrey next year.
You said Breece wasn't good. That's at the beginning of the statement. Season?
What do you say, Mo?
You said Breece wasn't good at the beginning of the season.
I'm saying he wasn't great at the beginning of the season. He needed.
He can run through any O line.
Especially our shitty O-line.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping he's McCaffrey level next season. I'm hoping it.
No, I really think that
I think he's already at McCaffrey level. He just hasn't been. He hasn't been exposed to that distribution yet.
Well,
Yeah,
minus the receiving
Nathaniel Hackett's a
aspect.
dummy and didn't know that he
Yeah,
could
no
catch
shit. Nathaniel Hackett is a fucking idiot.
didn't. He's like, oh, I didn't realize until like week 9 or something that
Brees Hall is this good.
Brees Hall could like catch the football. And,
I could have wrote a better script to run that damn offense better than him.
For real. Yeah, no, I do think the pedigree is
do you think Brees is a dominant catch? Do you think he's a dominant catch running back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
He's one of the best.
You see it
in the league.
You watch the games, right?
Yeah. No.
Do you see how focused this dude is?
I've also seen some drops that he had. I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah,
That's a little
and
dump
you know why? Because it was a dumbass play
or a bad throw.
That's fair. I might be putting the blame. I might be putting the blame on Brees. You don't see McCaffrey doing that on any team.
I don't blame Brees for shit.
Look, you got to hold the man accountable,
man. He's a top 5 running back in the league. Easy.
Yeah. He's top 5, and next year he's
top 5. Yeah.
Next year he's going to be top 2, and he ain't going to be 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If you think he's going to be better than McCaffrey, if he's better than McCaffrey, McCaffrey is out 15 weeks.
You see how they run their offense? It's different. Like you can't.
This is different, man.
It's hard to fucking differentiate because teams run shit differently.
Yeah, it's almost like right now it's almost impossible to like the fact that Brees Hall's even in the same breath as Christian McCaffrey when you consider the offenses that they're in.
That's pretty impressive.
You have Nathaniel Hackett, who doesn't even know that his running back is capable of catching the ball, and then you have Kyle Shanahan, who is like
that's his number 1 weapon.
Yeah. It's his number 1 weapon, and he has like one of the most creative offenses in the league, if not the most creative offense, and
definitely the most.
How to use his number 1 weapon.
I thought McVay was really the most creative, but now Shanahan has him beat.
McVay?
Yeah, man, I liked McVay.
McVay wants Zach Wilson.
He can have.
Does he really?
I don't think Mike LaFleur does.
It's a rumor. No, he probably does. I think he probably does. He did it. He did it first.
He definitely didn't want him. He definitely didn't want Zach Wilson anymore after Mike White, Josh Johnson, and Joe Flacco all were better.
He got Matt Stafford. What the fuck does he care if he's the backup?
Yeah, no, that's true. Look, Stafford. I think Stafford's going to have a good season next season.
I don't think Zach Wilson's going to the Rams.
No, I don't think so.
I think he might go to Vegas, or he'll go to I don't know, like Arizona or like.
You think wherever he goes, he's going to start?
Hell no.
Here, you want to test Justin real quick? All right, Justin, fix its offensive line.
Fix the offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if
I'll help you. We have 2 starters.
Yeah, ABT and what's his name in the center?
Tittman. Who panned out to be way better than John Michael Schmitz, at least for the first years.
So we would need left tackle,
left
guard, and right tackle.
Yeah, if you're keeping AVT at guard, unless you want to kick AVT out to tackle.
I'll keep it as guard.
But I think you want. I think ideally you want to keep AVT at guard because that's where he's at his best, and that's where he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, the getting hurt thing is, I think, the reason why we should definitely keep him as guard. We can't lose him. No, it's really not worth putting out as a tackle. But what free agents are there for O-line this offseason? I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's Tyron Smith. There's David Bakhtiari. I only really want David Bakhtiari, though, if he's like a depth piece. Like, you're not counting on David Bakhtiari to start like 17 games. Let's see who else.
Does Justin know who that is?
Wasn't there a Packer?
Yeah, David Bakhtiari.
Yeah,
that's Bakhtiari. Okay.
Yeah, he's there. He's probably getting released, and he's going to be a free agent.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we get him.
Yeah, I could see us getting him, but like if you get him, you still have to get like 3 more O linemen, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no. Look, I think we need 4 or 5 minimum.
Yeah, like 3 starters and two for depth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
minimum.
I mean, yeah. Yes, I mean Tyron Smith is out there, Kevin Zeitler, Bakhtiari.
We'd have to pick up two free agents at least. So Bakhtiari could be one of them.
Yeah, and then he could be one of them. You know, you could sign if you could sign Bakhtiari cheap, and then also sign Ty Smith for less cheap, and then if you could also get Kevin Zeitler for fairly cheap, you know, then I don't know how cheap you're going to be able to get them, and you know, for a lot of these people, it's like kind of their last chance to get money, so you know they might not want to do that.
They're not looking for a Super Bowl. They're looking to get paid and retire.
Yeah. Some of them, in some cases, may be looking for both.
Possibly, but I'm not.
The good news, though, is
betting on that.
I'm sure money's the first priority. Super Bowl is probably priority B.
All right, man. Let's get Kelsey out of retirement, but Tippmann,
I think,
at left guard.
Well, I think Kelsey might not retire.
I think AVT at left guard, and then Tippmann at right guard,
and then Tippmann at right. But we're not getting Kelsey. Come on, that would be
Kelsey's either. If Kelsey plays, he's either staying in Philadelphia or he's going to Kansas City to play with his brother. I actually kind of think he's not going to retire.
If he goes to KC,
which he doesn't even. I might
root for Creed Humphrey is not what for Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey is not moving.
Yeah, no, true. So it's probably Philly or nothing. He probably he kind of seems like he'd want to stay in Philly and finish his whole career there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's enticing to go play for Kansas City
next year, though.
Yeah, I don't think
he just saw his first he lost to his brother in the Super Bowl, and then he saw his brother win another Super Bowl. I don't think he necessarily wants to go out like that. Not that it's not to go out, and I mean he's he's enjoying life and shit.
I feel like it's different. Like, you know, KD went to go join Golden State to get his fucking ring.
Yeah.
It would be different if Kelsey went to Kansas City to go get a ring. I'd respect that more. But I don't see it happen. He should die. He should die an Eagle. But have y'all talked about wide receivers?
You want him to die?
A little bit. We talked a little bit about Justin Jefferson because there's rumors that he might get traded. I don't think it's that likely. Let's talk about
rid of Justin Jefferson.
Let's talk about some realistic wide receiver options.
Justin wants to talk about wide receivers all the time.
Of course.
Because I do think that
favorite position. And look, Devontae.
I don't think Devontae's going to happen. He's staying going to Vegas or whatever, unless
he has no reason to stay in Oakland. None. Zero. He went there for Derek Carr. They got rid of Derek Carr.
Antonio Pierce.
He was the one who vouched for Antonio Pierce to be the head coach.
All right.
He was one of many who vouched for Antonio Pierce. Oakland,
honestly,
Vegas really has no reason to trade him. Is what really it boils down to. They have no reason to trade Devontae Adams right now.
They don't. And honestly, I think Devontae does like playing for Antonio Pierce because as soon as he became the head coach, they started utilizing him a lot more especially how Devontae wants to fucking play.
Yeah, he's not
They
going.
just don't have the quarterback
unless,
to get him the ball.
He's not going anywhere unless the Raiders start the season off really shitty. So realistic wide receiver options. T. Higgins got tagged, so he's off the table. I would say the options that we could maybe realistically be looking at. I think it's going to end up being Calvin Ridley as our wide receiver 2, and I think Curtis Samuel will probably end up being our wide receiver 3.
Ridley's contract for the Jags. It was what, a year contract?
Well, he got traded from Atlanta to Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I think he was.
And he only had a year left.
I'm looking now at his contract.
He might be the most likely.
Yeah, he's an unrestricted. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Look, man, I don't know if I want Ridley.
Ridley's interesting because I feel like he's really good when he wants to be, but I feel like he also just disappears for games.
Mm-hmm.
But as a wide receiver,
I picked him up. I think on
a pretty good option.
I picked him up on 2 fantasy leagues. I honestly thought after his the bullshit fucking suspension, I thought he was going to tear it up with Trevor Lawrence. I really thought Trevor Lawrence was going to have a breakthrough year, and he's going to be utilizing Ridley and what's his name?
I think Christian Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk, and I thought they're going to do work. Kirk did well. Ridley had maybe 5-6 games that were phenomenal, and that's it.
Something like that. I mean, I wouldn't use fantasy football output as the because we're talking about football.
Well, that's
that's
fair. No. I understand fantasy football is not not a good grade, but I'm just saying. Also, I didn't watch plenty of Jags games. I watched a couple, but
I mean, I know what you mean.
He wasn't producing.
He had games where. He had some games where he'd go off, and then he'd have other games where he was quiet.
Yeah, completely quiet. One reception, if that.
Yeah. There were definitely some of those games. I think that Trevor Lawrence probably deserves more blame for that than he gets.
Which is fair.
To be honest.
Fair. I'm starting to think Trevor Lawrence is a bit overrated.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is basically Daniel Jones with long hair.
I wouldn't go that far. Daniel
Jones. He's a little bit better. He's a little bit better of a game manager than Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
If you look at their numbers through their first 3 years or whatever, they're really not all that different.
Which is sad. Because I honestly, watching some of the Jags games I watched last season, Trevor looked good in the pocket. He looked like he was trying to create shit, but he just didn't have that that factor where he actually controls what's going on.
Hacker, you need to chill. He is not like Danny Dimes at all. That is insane.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
There was one player who got snuffed with the ball in his hands, and it ran for a touchdown. That was Jamal Adams taking it out of Danny Dimes' hands. Trevor Lawrence will never let that shit happen.
I wish you had Paul on here right now.
Because that shit was insane. I remember that game. I'm like, wow. And it was against the Raiders.
Honestly.
And I was at the game when it was raining.
It's still wild that he's getting paid as much as he's getting paid.
Yeah, Danny Dimes is like Eli Manning, but minus
with
8 decibels.
With another extra chromosome.
Also, Trevor Lawrence isn't as protective of the football as people act like he is.
Oh yeah, no. He slings it. He'll sling it.
Oh, this is
make a poor decision.
This is a great conversation right now. Trevor Lawrence versus Danny Dimes.
Oh, I'm taking Trevor. All day.
Easy. All right, Giants play the Jags. You're taking the Giants.
The Jags will whoop their ass.
I'm easily taking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I mean,
in a Head and Shoulders commercial, easily taking Trevor Lawrence.
Listen, I would give a slight edge to Trevor Lawrence, but if you look at their numbers through their first 48 starts,
are they really that similar?
They are. I will go through them right now for you. Passing yards.
Terrible.
Passing yards through 48 starts. Trevor Lawrence, 12,204. Daniel Jones, 11,992. Total touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, 66. Daniel Jones, 64. Total turnovers. Trevor Lawrence, 53. Daniel Jones, 54. Completion percentage. Trevor Lawrence, 64. Daniel Jones, 63. Quarterback rating. Trevor Lawrence, 85.5. Daniel Jones, 85.4. Record, 20 and 28 for Trevor Lawrence. Daniel Jones, 19 and 29. They are basically the same.
You're basing it off stats.
Yes.
Yes, I am basing it off stats.
Fuck the stats.
The difference in the stats are their coaches. Look who was coaching Trevor. Look who Danny Dimes had to fucking coach him. Danny Dimes had the better coaching.
Yeah. And he looked like shit.
Yeah, and they were still.
Look how Josh Allen looks. And now he looked like he's slacking.
I'll give Trevor a reprieve for his first 2 seasons.
Look at it this way. Trevor is easily the better prospect, obviously.
But he's not a prospect anymore. That's the thing. He's got to show up.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from the beginning.
Yeah.
He showed you what he can do with a better coach.
Yes.
Because he improved, didn't he?
That's off of 1 season. He has improved 100%. He has.
And what did Danny Dimes do after having Brian Daboll 2 years in a row?
He's a bum.
Jack Dick.
He's a bum. But I can't. Nah, I can't give Danny Dimes credit.
This isn't about giving Danny Dimes credit. It's about discrediting Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah,
but he had what's his
right.
what was that?
Right. Game winning drive. Who are you taking, Trevor Lawrence or Danny Dimes?
Zach Wilson.
Neither. Yeah. I mean,
neither? Oh, you're gonna do it.
I'll take Trevor Lawrence over Danny Dimes, fine, but I'm not feeling great. I didn't say Daniel Jones. I didn't say Daniel Jones was better than Trevor Lawrence. What I was saying is that Trevor Lawrence is like closer to being Daniel Jones than he is to being whatever people think he's like supposed to be, or what people think he is.
Was supposed to be a highly touted number 1 prospect.
Yeah, and I feel like he's still like I feel like he's still like being like, even though people still know he's not, like people know at this point he's all right, he's not Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Yeah. But people still overrate Trevor Lawrence. People still think he's better than he actually is.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so so we all agree.
But I'm not saying he's worse than Daniel Jones.
I never said he was worse than Daniel Jones.
Or you said he was right there.
He's on par. Like it's right here.
I don't think so.
Trevor Lawrence is like marginally better than him.
All right, but he's still better.
I think it's more than marginally. I think he's much better than Daniel Jones. He just had 1 season to actually figure out the NFL. So next season he should make a leap. If he doesn't make a leap, then I'll agree with you.
Yeah. I'll give him, because Danny Dimes has been in the league longer. obviously.
Yeah.
Well, he has had 2 more years.
The numbers that I gave you, those numbers were both through their first 48 starts.
Yeah,
okay.
But you had
look at the first year. He had Urban Meyer.
Exactly. I couldn't remember his name. Thank you for saying it.
Yeah, and Daniel
Urban
Jones
Meyer
had
was
fucking
trash.
Ben McAdoo or someone, or Pat Shermer.
I would take McAdoo over Meyer.
They both had dog shit coaches.
It was McAdoo, and then it was what's his name from the Patriots?
Joe Judge.
Joe Judge, yeah.
Oh yeah,
actually, I think it was Pat
Judge.
Shermer, and it was Joe Judge. I think McAdoo.
McAdoo was before.
By the time Daniel
with
Jones.
Eli Manning.
Before, he was there before. Yeah, you're right.
I think
Ben
McAdoo got fired the year, or Ben McAdoo got fired. I think like mid-season the year he ended up like benching Eli for Geno Smith.
Yeah.
They should have kept Geno. Honestly,
no shit.
We should have kept Geno.
Well,
we should have.
We weren't utilizing Geno. We were just wasting him.
It wasn't gonna work.
No, it was never gonna work, and it's not like we had 10 years to wait for him to figure it out.
I remember when Justin said, "Oh, this guy I'm friends with." Oh yeah, he said Daniel Jones. He's gonna be like this big prospect, and he's gonna be real.
Whoa! I do not recall this.
Oh, I recall this big time.
I do not recall this.
I think I have the receipts.
I don't know. I think you got to pull the receipts because I don't remember hyping up Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
He's like, yeah, this kid. He watches Duke all the time, and yeah, he knows Daniel Jones. This kid is real good. You should have seen Giants fans when fucking Daniel Jones got drafted.
Oh, they were all so mad.
Oh yeah. Because why were they drafting him that early?
I have like one friend who's a Giants fan who is like I was with Paul like when that draft happened. Like we were still roommates at the time of that draft, and he was just kind of like what the fuck.
Yeah.
Do you think the Giants should draft a quarterback? Here, real question. Do you think the Giants should draft a quarterback this year?
They probably should, but they're not going to because
I say give it
to
the Italian. Give it to the Italian man.
I think the Giants they're projecting Giants moving up to number 1 to draft a quarterback.
Really?
No way.
I have not heard or seen anything about that.
That is terrible.
What kind of trade pack? The Giants are what, pick 6?
Oh, all right. Well, first of all, I seen the one with Mike Tannenbaum, and it was like giving up 3 first-round picks and Kayvon Thibodeau, which was insane.
What?
Yeah, his trade. He had some crazy trades.
Yeah, he had some. We should go over this.
Yeah.
All his trade scenarios were insane.
It's like
that's
now we see. Yeah, it's like Mike Tannenbaum like went on ESPN and like spewed a bunch of nonsense about all these trades that like he would do.
Why does Tannenbaum still have a job
as a reporter? I don't know.
Seriously,
I don't know. I think he's a good TV personality. Personally, I kind of like Mike T. But his trade proposals were pretty outlandish, and they were all like very much like fireable. Like there are things that like if a real GM did this, like you would get fired. And the saddest part about the whole thing is that despite all of that, he is still the best GM the Jets have had in the last like 20 years.
Well, JD, we got JD.
He's better than Joe Douglas. Come on.
Come on.
Mike Tannenbaum is a better GM than Joe Douglas.
You really think so?
Yes, and I don't think it's even debatable. Mike Tannenbaum got this team to the playoffs. He got this team to win the game of the Super Bowl. Joe Douglas is a fat fucking idiot who has like a 25-65 record. Like, no. No. Mike Tannenbaum 100% is a better GM. Was a better GM than Joe Douglas.
You're giving Tannenbaum the credit for the playoff runs. I'm giving the credit to Rex.
I give the credit to Eric Mangini. If you want to know who really deserves the credit, it's Eric.
That's fair. Mangini does deserve credit. Yes, he does.
That's period. That's facts because he just inherited that team.
Yeah, but Mike Tannenbaum built better teams than Joe Douglas has.
He had a team built and he solidified it to get them to their full potential. Yes, that's what he did.
After that, JD. I don't think JD's made too many mistakes. Right. It's just that we have
here's the issue. Here's the thing. JD is trying to he's trying to build the team.
Yeah.
And it's not going his way.
That all kind of went out, and it all kind of went out the window once they got Aaron Rodgers, because when JD was when we were in the trust the process phase with JD, everything he did seemed really great. He was drafting well. And even if he wasn't necessarily hitting on all of his picks, it was all right, at least this guy's drafting people at the right positions. He would draft O-line in the first round, he would draft receivers in the second round, and then it's not like he was drafting Calvin Pryor, fucking
why you hating on my boy Pryor, man?
because he stinks. That's why.
Terrell Pryor was fire.
Terrell Pryor ruled. I'm talking about Calvin Pryor.
Calvin Pryor was,
the safety that the Jets drafted. At least he wasn't drafting.
He was a hard hitter.
At least Joe Douglas was drafting the right positions, with the high picks. He wasn't wasting them on safeties and defensive tackles like some of the GMs in the past. But
so JD's had one bad offseason.
But then I'd say he's had more than one bad offseason. Well, which one?
Three. You know what? He's only had bad off seasons.
No, what? You're crazy.
JD. How many free agents? How many free agents has he signed that were good besides Quincy Williams?
Well, I'm not counting. I'm not counting last offseason because last offseason wasn't JD. It was all Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
it was all Aaron Rodgers. Bullshit. What Aaron Rodgers wanted.
When JD was sticking, my point though was when JD was sticking to his principles, things were going good. But then once we got Rodgers, he kind of got away from that. And
he did.
That's when
he did.
Things kind of started.
I think there was some truth to it.
Things started to go awry. He got away from his process and his principles.
Yes, and he did that because Aaron is a selfish cunt, and he wanted all of his people here.
Yeah, and they all suck.
Yeah, not a single one panned out.
Yeah, no. Billy Turnstile, terrible. Alan Lazard, terrible. I can't believe I almost called Alan Lazard Mike Evans. That's so disrespectful.
Oh, that is disrespectful.
I can't believe we have him still. God damn it. How do we have him still?
We can't move on from him until after this year.
We're fucking stuck for 4 fucking years.
No.
At least 2.
You know what the most disrespectful thing that happened to us last season? It would cost
us too much money in dead cap to cut at this point. We were stuck keeping him.
No.
And no one's
we have to keep him.
Yeah, we have
play. You know what? Play him in the slot. Play him in the slot. And then put Garrett and Justin Jefferson on the outside.
I say let him kick soccer balls on the sideline.
No. Put
and then
Lazard.
Pay him all that money? What?
No. I'd put Gibson over Lazard. Just have Lazard play 4th, 5th string.
I put Brownlee over Lazard too.
Yeah.
And when we sign Calvin Ridley and Curtis Samuel, Alan Lazard will be wide receiver 6 at that point. He won't even be active. He'll be just pay him $11 million to stay home. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
he's getting paid to do nothing.
You might as
but
well
honestly, the most disrespectful thing that happened to the Jets last season, I think, is the fact that Mecole Hardman had the game-winning fucking touchdown.
we did address that at the top of the program. The worst.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
So yeah, like I mean, I wish you were. So I had like a bunch of people over for the Super Bowl. You should have seen me.
Oh.
I had like a meltdown when
I was livid. I was
just like, he had one catch for 6 yards like the whole year with us, and now this, and like I was mad at that point. Like I was pretty upset about it at that point, and then like it only got worse like when like him catching the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl like gave him like the platform to like talk shit about us. Like then he started going on podcasts being like people would ask him, "Oh, what happened with the Jets? Why didn't that work out?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to win." And it's like, yeah, true. Like you're not wrong, but like also fuck you. Like you're a wide receiver 4. Okay, you were a wide receiver 4 here, and you're a wide receiver 4 there. So like let's relax. You happen to be in the right place at the right time. It was a great play call by Andy Reid. I thought the the way they motioned him in and then motioned him out, like made it so he was like perfectly open. They probably weren't even expecting him to get the ball. Like
good for him. The Niners weren't looking at him at all.
Onto it.
That's the difference in coaching. That's the difference. Like you have a piece, utilize it.
Right.
We never use them for shit.
That Super Bowl was wisdom over. I think I got this shit.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was like the 49ers thought they had it, and like probably the 49ers, like if you put two teams on paper, the 49ers probably are a better team than the Chiefs. But I think it was like the wisdom of the Chiefs and just like the whole and the way that, you know, like once the game was over, once the 49ers won the coin toss in overtime and asked for the ball first. Yeah, like you saw that look in Mahomes' eyes.
Look at
after the coin toss, and you knew it was over.
It was a stupid move.
Difference. Look at the difference, though. You see these teams in the fucking Super Bowl. Brock Purdy. Do you think he's a top 10 quarterback?
Top 10? He might get there. He might get there.
Maybe
he's either there or right.
The reason they're there. The reason they're there. Do you think it's because of him?
Not entirely, but like I don't think
not
entirely.
But if you put Zach Wilson there, they're not getting there.
They don't get there without him.
It almost seems like any quarterback that can pass the ball could be in that position, right?
Yeah, it's kind of been like proven.
So you see how, but they focus most of their offense on weapons, right or wrong.
Yep.
Right.
There's a lot of
now look at the Chiefs.
There's a lot of weapons.
Look at the Chiefs. How many weapons do the Chiefs have? You can't even name me 5 wide receivers on the Chiefs.
No, they got 0.75. 0.75 because Kelsey's getting old. That's it.
Rashee Rice. Well, I won't stand for any slander about Rashee Rice. He's
Rashee Rice is good. No. He's good.
I mean, I can name other wide receivers on the Chiefs.
Here's my point. Here's my point. These are 2 different offenses.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they are run very differently. Right?
Yes.
And they all still came together in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Which means you can run the offense however the fuck you want.
There's many ways to bake a cake.
There's many ways to bake a fucking cake.
100%. But we on a Jets outlook, we have some pieces.
We have many pieces.
We just can't put them together
because both teams' defenses were good. San Francisco fell off a little bit, but guess what? They made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did.
KC, they never looked like a good defense, but this year they look really good.
Their defense is phenomenal.
They were.
Defense wins championships.
No.
It was proven right there.
No, let me tell you one thing. Both of those teams' O-lines were elite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's the difference.
You win the trenches.
That was my whole point.
All right, you win the trenches. Like
we win in the defensive trenches. Now we need to win in the offensive trenches. That's my point.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we have the capability
It's gonna, because it takes like weeks and it could take years of chemistry.
Yep. But I don't think. I don't know. We can't just sign people and have it work out the way it worked out.
Expect them to just go on and do their business. No, it's not going to work that way. It's going to be who fits and who doesn't.
And right now we have no one that fits.
Well,
we got Tittman. We got Tittman.
Did you hear what I was saying before, Hecker?
Wait, what did you say?
Oh, so my whole tidbit of the offenses was, how are both of their offensive lines?
Very good.
Yes, and that was my point.
Maybe even. Well, definitely the 49ers definitely had an elite line.
Even Detroit had an elite offensive line.
Baltimore had a pretty elite line.
Yes.
Fucking Lamar Jackson.
That was my whole point.
I mean, out of the final four teams standing, you could even maybe argue that the Chiefs had the least good offensive line of those four teams, and they won.
But they had the better quarterback.
Yeah, they had the best quarterback in the world who has there's no P.A. Mahomes does not have any peers.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. It's not even close.
It's absurd. It's really absurd.
And you know what? I fucking love it.
I don't hate it.
I can't love it. I can't love it.
I might hate it next year if we actually have a chance to do something against them. But
the fact that we almost beat them.
You know what's crazy? The only person I think that could take him down is Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, you think he needs a big name, an old big name?
I would not bet on it, honestly.
He lost.
I'm not going to bet on it, but I think that's the last hope. Comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Oh. What?
By the way,
Flacco next to Rodgers.
Breece Hall should have won comeback player of the year this year. Joe Flacco
comeback player of the year of all time.
Okay, DeMar Hamlin did not deserve it. If he didn't die on the field, no one would know who he was. Joe Flacco played in 5 games. And what did he come back from? Being on the Jets and on his couch, Breece Hall came back from a torn ACL and was a top 5 running back in the league. Comeback player of the year is about playing at a high level after an injury or being gone, or you have to come back from something, not just dying on the field, which I guess is the ultimate comeback. I really thought DeMar Hamlin was going to win it.
So did I.
Fuck Joe Flacco. I fucking hate
Joe Flacco. Didn't deserve that shit.
Yeah, fuck him. And fuck him for playing like dog shit on the Jets and then going to the fucking Browns and looking like the old Joe Flacco.
Yeah, no shit. Can I post a link in here?
There's a message thing. You could.
This is the message. Here. Oh no, that's the presenting now.
Whoopsies.
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
Where's the message?
You got that song stuck in my head.
What if
What song?
Ooh, child, things are going to get it.
Yo, what if we drafted Roma Dunze?
Roma Dunze? Oh, lit
for Washington. That would be pretty lit. Like if like all the tackles are gone.
You know how much money he won me? Oh fuck.
Odunze?
Yes.
How do you
I used to pick Penix and Rome Odunze on Washington
on the prize picks?
Yes. And they would
hammer their overs and they'd always get it.
Dude, I would just pick his passing over every single time and receiving yards over.
And they just hit it.
I was like, damn, they had them two badass receivers. And then all Penix had to do was chalk it up.
Chalk it up.
That's
like Mac
it.
Jones.
Yeah. No, he's more accurate than Mac Jones.
The only thing Mac Jones was chucking up was his foot into Sauce Gardner's nutsack. Which, by the way, I guess it's been like a pretty chaotic past couple of days in Jets internet land. But it all started like Sunday night when like someone like hacked like Sauce Gardner's like Snapchat account and apparently like posted a picture of his dong or something. And then and then we went from that to I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the latest drama with the Jets Lounge. I don't know if you heard about the latest Jet Lounge.
I haven't heard.
No.
So one of the members of the Jet Lounge did a jersey giveaway, and then they gave the jersey to themselves because they gave it to their burner account.
Wow.
So like dude does the giveaway, is like, whatever the rules are, like, you have to, follow, retweet, whatever. Like, we did a giveaway once for those training camp tickets back in August.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The only giveaway we've ever done, and might be the only giveaway we ever do, unless we come into something free like that again, and have an abundance of things to give away. But we'll see what the future holds. But anyway, so Jet Lounge guy does a giveaway. He, he was like, I'm giving away a jersey to one lucky fan, and then they like had all the entries, and then he picks the winner, and like he like posts the guy's and he's like, congratulations to this guy, like please DM me your shipping info. And then somebody else who I guess used to be like friends with them or used to be part of the Jet Lounge but isn't anymore, they posted a screenshot from like back in like January of them talking about their burner accounts, and the guy like sent him a screenshot of the burner account, and it was the account that like won the giveaway. So he was like, he made this burner, gave himself a jersey, and then like had a conversation with himself like on Twitter.
That's fucking pathetic.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Fuck those losers.
Fuck that nonsense.
Yeah, I just had to.
Choose that message. Did you see it?
Did you send it in here or in the group chat? Let me see.
It's on the Twix. I don't know what the fuck they call it now.
Oh, is it the Zoo Kruger tweet?
Yes. Post it.
Okay.
Justin doesn't have a Twitter, so he can see.
All right. Yeah.
It's called X now. It's called X.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share.
I'm combining. It's called Twix.
Who wore it better? This is Jared B 202020 says Clemons is gonna wreck this man when we play again, but I'm sorry to say I'm sorry to say that he's not gonna be on the team. This is pretty funny. Dion Dawkins is just like me for real. It is pretty funny that he is at he's doing this at a Buffalo Bisons game, which is a minor league baseball team.
Oh my god, really?
Buffalo Bisons.
Yeah, you can see you can see in the background it says the background logo, it says Bisons. That is a minor league baseball team. So that's pretty good.
Coin.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
I can't wait till baseball starts. Oh God, let me listen to Charlie's sad ass podcast.
I listened to it.
I know he's mad.
It's good.
And, you know, it was pretty good. You know, and we have a
listen.
Oh, you listened to it already?
Yeah, I listened to the first episode. Like
I know he's mad. I know he's mad.
No,
he actually he sounded like fairly optimistic.
Yeah, he's optimistic about the season.
I'm not.
I wouldn't be.
Well, you're a Yankee fan.
No, seriously. As a Mets fan, if I was to put myself as a Mets fan, I would say, you know what? It doesn't even look like they're trying to do shit this year.
I believe that the New York Mets win total is set at 82.5. Are you going over or under?
Under.
I'm going under.
I'd bet the over. I'd bet the over. And you know it's not gonna happen because I'm betting it.
And then the Yankees win total is, I think, at 93.5.
It should be.
Last year was 94.5, and I bet the over, and I got smoked.
I was all right. I don't want to change this to a baseball podcast, but Rodon is looking real good.
Yeah, hopefully he can look real good in real games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no shit. I hope so too.
That's what.
Yeah, I hear Severino's gonna have an amazing year.
Oh,
yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what the Charlie Perry show was saying. No, he was saying. What is
the podcast? I don't even know what it is.
It's called.
You got to check it out. He was saying he's an ace.
Podcast.
The Orange and Blue.
Severino was an ace. He was an ace for the Yankees, like before we got like Garrett Cole and stuff. Like 2017 Severino though was like one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Oh, fire!
Like when Severino was
he brings that back.
Amazing.
What if he brings that back?
In 2017, was that Aaron Judge was fire.
Yeah, and he still is. And pretty much what Sevy was, what Charlie was saying was that if Sevy could even be like 80% of what he used to be and have an ERA and like the high threes, like that would be like fine. Is pretty much what he was saying.
Really?
For like a 1-year deal for whatever they paid him. I don't think they paid him.
Can you send me the podcast so I can listen to it?
Yeah, sure. All right, so
he's got 2 episodes out. I think he's putting out a 3rd tomorrow.
All right, Hector, I'm gonna have to ask you because Justin's not gonna send it.
No, you I don't even know how to send it. Tell you the truth, it's on Spotify.
Yeah, hold on. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to the whole group chat right now.
All right. Yes.
But you know what? In the meantime, I think this, we're at a point where we're talking more about Charlie's podcast than our own. So I think that I think this episode is over. Unless anyone has anything else they want to bring to the table.
Sign Kevin Zeitler. Graham Glasnow, that's a possibility. Justin Jefferson is a toss-up, and
Ridley.
I don't think it's going to happen.
If we
got Jefferson, that'd be wild.
If Mike Evans somehow hits free agency, show up to his house with a garbage truck full of money.
We're going to pay a lot in free agency. That's all I see happening.
Offer to pay his taxes for him because Mike Evans really has no incentive to leave Tampa because they actually are doing okay. And
Baker doesn't look bad.
He's been there his whole career. If they keep Baker, there's really no reason for him to leave. And he doesn't pay that state tax in Florida, so there'd be no reason for him to come up to New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, I can't blame him for taking the tax right out. He's still going to be down.
Did you guys see Did you guys see yesterday there was like rumors floating around that Ulbrich might leave the Jets to go be San Francisco's defensive coordinator?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know
not
if I'm
happening.
really.
It seems too linear for me.
Yeah, it's too much of a linear thing. I think the Niners will end up. It's also kind of crazy they fire their defensive coordinator like after losing the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but I guess someone had to. Take the fall. Really, it's whoever elected to receive. After winning the coin toss's fault. That's why.
Shanahan.
No, Shanahan knew everything.
Yeah, but he didn't tell his players.
They should have fucking knew already.
Come on, man. All right, this is gonna sound terrible.
Their coaches should have told them. How the fuck are you not gonna tell?
Yeah, exactly. That's on Shanahan.
I think Shanahan knew, and he expected them to tell.
I think Shanahan probably knew, and he did know.
He did know.
I think it was a situation.
Yeah, he did.
I think it was a situation that probably was probably not given enough attention or preparation, and I think that also like it was probably a lack of knowledge of the rules on the players' parts. I don't think that. Shanahan probably knew what the deal was, but I'm not sure that whoever the team captain was, I'm not sure they fully knew what the new rules of playoff overtime are, and that you could still get the ball back even if they score a touchdown.
Yeah, no, they definitely didn't know. 100%, they did not know.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, not know.
Yeah, that's on. To me, that's on the coach. That's 100% on the coach.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And this is now 2 Super Bowls that Kyle Shanahan's blown 10-point leads in.
It's just terrible, man.
Patrick Mahomes he's inevitable.
It's fucking. You think they three-peat?
Yes.
I don't know who's stopping
that.
I don't know.
Joe Burrow.
He's the only one. You hoping for Big Dick Joe?
Honestly, like, who else is going to stop him?
Justin Jefferson goes to the Bengals. Oh,
no, that's just unfair.
If I don't even know, how would they even make that work? Because they got T. Higgins on the franchise tag, so that's taking.
Yeah, he's a slot receiver.
That taking up, like $20 million. That's taking up what, like $20 million
as a slot
already. You got Joe Burrow making how much fucking money, and then
he's making $275 or some shit.
Yeah, they haven't paid Jamar Chase yet. Like how in the world? Like I know the cap is kind of cap, and you can always money
no shit.
You can always restructure. I don't know how you could possibly manipulate the cap enough to have Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins with Joe Burrow throwing them the ball on the same team. And on top of that,
so fucking lit.
Yeah, if that's able to happen, then the league's actually broken.
you need an Ohtani deal for that.
Yeah, and that doesn't even work in football because there's still a salary cap.
Yeah. It would be great to see.
Salary cap in football. That shit, we would have won already.
Oh yeah.
There's no cap. Yeah.
Yeah, because Woody Johnson would have just Woody Johnson would have to spend money. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
No. Woody will pay, but he's still a bum.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, we were second in attendance, in the season. The Jets had the second best attendance in the league.
Really?
We're part of the problem because we went to. I don't know if you went to any other home games aside from the ones we went to, but we went to 2 home games.
Yeah, we're part of the problem. Definitely part of the problem.
Yeah, I actually made a promise earlier in the podcast. I'm not going to any home games home Jets games this year unless it's a playoff game.
Oh, I can't make that promise.
That's fine. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try my best, but I need to. I don't know. I feel like I need to do. I need to take a stand. Like I'm tired of seeing Woody Johnson tweet fucking bullshit about. I'm tired of Woody Johnson's bullshit, and I'm taking a stand
all the fucking time.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. Anyways,
you're tired of the.
That'll do it for us here today. This has been episode 92 of All Gas No Break, the season 4 premiere. Unlock the swag unlock, and we will see you. Pretty soon. Free agency is going to be starting, so I'm sure we will
in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be back.
Yep.
Talk all about it. Peace.
Peace.
Excuses. Bye. Love yous.